soul alive, from the concrete cracks to the greenest leaf, finding my harvest and my sweet.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Divine Nature Urban Homestead. If you are new here, my name is Tiara. I am gardening in Zone 6B in Indiana, and I have some exciting news to share today. So, I got me, as the video indicates, I got a new tiller. Yes, it's a manual tiller, and it's so cute because it came with gloves. So it came with these, and I love that little bee print. That is super cute to me. It came with gloves. I wasn't even expecting that, so that's an added bonus. I definitely needed some new gardening gloves because my older ones have seen much better days. But this is a manual tiller. As you can see, I did test it, first, so it's got some stuff on it already. I saw the electric rototillers, but I'm not quite convinced that they go deep enough for my taste. I'd have to see somebody else review it so I can get a better understanding if that digs deep enough for me. I wanted something that could dig really deep because I got some tilling to do today. So as the video indicates, we got some tilling to do today. We're going to be putting some plants down in the ground today. I have a tomato plant that needs to go in the ground. I have a couple of I want to put some of these Brussels sprouts in the ground, and then I have a couple of zucchini that I want to get in the ground so that they can get out of those tiny pots, and a couple of small flowers that I'd like to put in the ground as well. So we got some work to do today. We're going to be doing that work in the backyard today, so you all get to see the wonderful real estate that I've got going on in my backyard. But before we do all that, let's do a quick walkthrough. Oh, by the way, I got some new equipment too, if you can't tell. The camera's a little more steady as the wind is blowing and shaking the tripod. Great. Nonetheless, we're gonna keep the cameras rolling. As you can see, I got a new microphone, so no more of that corded, tangled mess. I got a tripod to help steady the camera so I'm not walking around like a cave person with the phone in my hand. So, got some new equipment. Hopefully this will make for better videos. But before we get started with our tilling in the back, we are gonna do a quick walkthrough of the garden. And we're going to see what's growing, what's slowing, what's showing, and what needs mowing. No, I'm not mowing my garden. The grass maybe, but not my garden. But so I'm going to take you guys on a quick little walkthrough, and we're going to see what's happening. Oh, and I got some surprise visitors for y'all too, as the video also indicated in the title. So, all right, stick around. Okay, so we're going to see how our pepper girls are doing. Pepper Ann, she's too cool for 7th grade. Okay, we got several more little buds in there. I know peppers are slow, so they're not gonna just like boom overnight. So, but they're looking good and healthy. I'm thinking about maybe separating these two here, because as you can see, this is 2 stalks, and this is only a 5-gallon grow bag. So I'm thinking about, when I do the tilling, I'm thinking about putting one of the peppers back there, and I might put this one back here too, because I feel like eventually this pot might not be big enough. Okay, this is our onions that we cut off the tops the other day. As you can see, they're doing just fine. They didn't die over or anything like that. All right, spinach is looking good. Oh, spinach is getting big over here. Okay, and it's starting to get hot out here, so I'm gonna try and get these as big as I can get them before before they'll start to bolt. Leafy greens, if you don't know, most leafy greens don't like hot weather. They'll start to bolt. And if you don't know what bolting is when the plant starts to shoot upward and create flowers for seed. Now, bolting is not necessarily a bad thing if you want the seed off of it. You can still harvest the seeds and plant the seeds for next year. They say that the leaves get bitter. Once the plant starts bolting, they say that the leaves get bitter, but I've never tried it, so I don't know if that's really true or not. Some people have said that the leaves aren't really bitter, and some have said that they are. So if you know, you can drop it in the comments if you've tried that before. Are they really bitter, or are they not that bitter to you, or whatever you think about that. But I think bolting is not necessarily a bad thing, because you can still get the seed off of it. Oh, and look, looks like we got, I'm not sure if that could be a mustard, or I think that's actually it could be a turnip. This is recycled soil that I used from last year. So I got a couple of little surprise dudes in here from seeds that were planted here last year. And I strongly think that this is probably It might very well be mustard, because I had mustard in this soil last year. I love it when I get surprise visitors. And right here we got a surprise beet. That is a beet right down in here. Y'all see that red stem? That is a beet. Yes, baby. And this one over here, that's got a red stem on it too. But that's not a beet. I'm not exactly sure what it is. So I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT or use my plant app to find out what it is. Or it could actually be a spinach, because some of the other spinach stems have reddish stems too. So it could be. Anyway, we'll find out. That's our other surprise. My big old zucchini, she is doing beautiful in this pot. This pot is perfect for her. And she's got some buds coming through. Hopefully a mix of male and female. This one's still on the struggle bus. But as you can see, there is some new growth. So it's worth hanging on to me. This one I know is leggy. And that's a marigold right there. That's growing in right there. This one is leggy, and I'm knowing that it's leggy, so I may put this one in the back as well and let it go ahead and do what it do. And probably some of these smaller ones, I'll put them in the back as well, because I don't have enough large pots for all of them, because I had a lot of surprise zucchini pop up this year. So surprise visitor that I found yesterday. This in my radish bed. This looks like arugula, but it might actually, yeah, I think that's actually arugula. So this, and I did have arugula last year, so it's not, I'm not surprised. It could be a radish. If I go deeper, that stem probably is reddish, but this top looks like arugula. So I'm super happy about that. And it doesn't quite look like the same tops as the other radishes here, but it could very well be. But that big long stem, that looks like an arugula to me. But I could be wrong. You all could tell me, because it does have a bit of a reddish stem. But you all can tell me. So that was one of the surprises that I found yesterday. But I could be wrong. I mean, though I've been doing this for 3 years now, I'm still not exactly perfect at plant identification. So you all can tell me. And then this one over here, this is my beet pot. And I noticed this yesterday. I have a sage. That I know for sure is a sage. I have a sage plant growing here. Isn't she cute? Look at her. She is so super cute. So I was so super happy to see that, y'all. I love surprise plants. I welcome them. I welcome the surprise plants. The beets over here are doing well. And I'm not going to bother them right now. I'm going to give them a little bit more time to get bigger, for the leaves to get bigger before I thin them out. Yes, I know that they definitely need thinning, because otherwise I'll just have beet greens. And I'm actually okay with just beet greens, honestly. Beet greens are just as good for you. Delicious to me. Great in juices and smoothies. Great in salads. All right, here's our overachieving. Oh, we got some yellowing down here. It looks like just the cotyledons down in here, which is, that's fine. The main leaves ain't yellowing. I know it's dense down in here. But I don't plan on thinning this. I'm going to grow this as a cut and come again variety. So I know I could eat them as they are, as microgreens, but I want slightly bigger. So I'm going to let them get as big as they can get before, you know, they start to bolt. Hopefully, maybe they won't start to bolt. I was surprised last year. I planted some arugula when it was springtime and it was still cool out. And I thought it was going to start to bolt because it took so long to germinate and it was starting to get hot out. I thought it was going to bolt, but baby, that arugula hung on for dear life and it grew to maturity and it did not bolt. So I don't know. I might be surprised. But I don't plan on thinning this. I'm just going to let it be as it is. Looks like the cotyledons are yellow. If you don't know what a cotyledon is just the fancy name for the baby leaves, the first leaves that come up on your sprout. When your seed sprouts, it's the first leaves you see. Those are cotyledons before your true leaves come in. The true leaves are the actual real leaves, the plant. Like this is a true leaf here. This is an actual spinach leaf. And then these little heart-shaped leaves down in here Those are the cotyledons, the baby leaves. So just a little bit of education for those who might not know. All right, we're gonna see how this, oh yes! We got is that a honeydew? We got a honeydew, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Some of you may not understand my excitement for that, with that. My excitement with this is because this is clay soil. And as you all can see, it looks really dry. Even though I just watered it yesterday, the top surface is really dry and it looks really crumbly. And I was starting to get kind of worried of if my seedlings would come up. Though I did plant in ground before, I planted in ground with added soil on top, so it did well. I've never actually planted just in straight clay soil. And so I got some education that it can be done, and I wanted to try it this year. And yesterday, it was just so hot and dry. I was starting to get worried, like, oh my God, are my seedlings gonna come through? And so just to see that makes me so joyful. I promise, if nothing else in this patch grows, I would be happy that this one came up, because I got more seeds, But we're gonna pray for more to come up. And there's some little weeds that need to be pulled up out of this patch. But hey, I'm learning and growing, okay? Ooh, fly. I'm learning and growing, all right? So just bear with your sister. And we're gonna water this some more and break up some of this hard topsoil here. Yep, so okay, so there's that. I don't see any more, but I could just be overlooking it. So we're gonna let God do what he do. We're gonna go over here and check out the okra area. Okay, I see another sprout, baby. God is doing his thing. Look at that. That's definitely an okra sprout. We're gonna get that out the way. That's another thing about native soil. All this trash that just be buried in the dirt. So, y'all, I'm super happy about this. But we're gonna keep on working with this, okay? I am not giving up, okay? Because we're gonna get this right, okay? I don't see any more. But I could be overlooking, but I'm going to go ahead and move along. So let's move over here to our beans. Our beans, baby. You want some green beans, baby? Okay, they looking good. Yep, they got some buds coming on. They got flowers coming on. Yeah. That means green beans going to be coming, baby. Here's our strawberry. Yep, she got strawberry growing here, a strawberry growing here, and one right here, and another bud that hopefully will turn into a strawberry. Usually, what I learned with strawberries is usually when you see the buds, the flower is the actual strawberry. What happens is they'll bloom, and then the petals, because strawberries are self-pollinating, so they'll bloom, they'll pollinate themselves, and then the petals will dry off and wither up. And then the strawberry, like the center part of the flower is the strawberry. That is really cool to know. Okay, got some new growth here. They say strawberries send off runners. And there's a strawberry. I didn't even see that. That was just hidden in plain sight. I didn't see that. Okay. They say strawberries send off runners. This is my first year growing strawberries, so I'm not sure exactly what the runners would look like. But, you all could probably tell me in the comments. Let me know a little something. But potatoes, they getting flowers on them. I know that those are flower buds. Yay. Y'all see those? I'm sorry if my camera's not focusing. Flower buds coming in. And what is that? What is that kind of bud? I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to ask chat what kind of bug that is. And I've been seeing the dreaded cabbage moth. I've seen it. And so we're going to get to protecting. Okay. I don't see any of my other tomatoes that are flowering just yet, but they will soon to be. Oh, wait. This one's got some buds down in here, if you can see that. There's some buds down in there. Okay. All right, and then is this the seed potato? Girl, that must be the seed. That has to be the seed, because there's no way that this produced tubers already. Baby, I think that's the seed. I feel excited though, but I don't think that that's the actual potato. I think that's the seed. It's got to be the seed. The seed, I think, just absorbed moisture and got big again. All right, so my potatoes is looking good. That beetle that you see, that's I think that's a Japanese beetle. They are not harmful to your plants. I looked it up before when I first saw that big atrocious thing. I was like, oh my God, what is that? And I looked it up and I found out that they're actually rather beneficial. So we're going to let him be. And I think he's dead anyway. All right, here's our cucumbers. They coming along since it's starting to get hot. This is their season to shine, baby. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put some of these in the back. So they can be great. Okay, I'm gonna leave some up here, and they'll naturally be able to trellis up this cattle panel fence here, and then up this what used to be a bed rail. I just repurposed it as a trellis. So, and it worked great last year. And then some of these will go in the back, so they can go on and be great. And I know cucumbers don't like their roots disturbed. So, as you can see, these are like planted. So these were. I bought these as starts already, so they were already planted super close together. So I know cucumbers don't like their roots disturbed, because they will die, baby. I mean, you got a fighting chance at saving them, but honey, they don't like to be disturbed at all. So what I'm gonna do when I transplant them is I'm gonna transplant them in the twos, and I'm gonna just let it do what it do. If it live, it live. If it don't, well, that's another gardening lesson. This is one that's definitely going in the back. It's gonna come up out this pot. Basil's doing good, as you can see. Something eating on it. And then our Brussels, yeah, they getting tall too. They doing quite all right. What is this? Is this powdery mildew? Does Brussels sprouts get powdery mildew too, y'all? That's what that looked like. Yeah, okay. So, all that looks good. All right, and we're going to head on over to the other side. All right, my tomato babies. Yeah, they looking real good. Let's see. There's a new baby right here. I'm going to try to get that in view. There's a new baby right there. You know, we praying that the other buds turn into babies too. I feel like this one is, because that base of that looks kind of fat. Yeah, they look beautiful. What is that? No hornworms. I'm thankful to Allah. Allah means God, for those of you who don't know. I am Muslim, so you may hear me say Allah. Sometimes you hear me say God. It means the same thing. Those big old beautiful tomatoes right there, they look gorgeous. Gorgeous, baby. All right, we got some buds up here that's about to die off. And I hope that these turn into tomatoes, but I don't know for sure. I think those are gonna end up falling off. I think this one probably gonna turn into a baby though. That's all right. Tomatoes are prolific. Oh, this one might end up being a baby too. A baby tomato. Yep. All right. So, oh, we got a baby right here that I'm just seeing. Oh, look at that. How beautiful. All right. Okay. And then these two zucchini, they are also going in the bag. Yeah, I had a lot of surprise zucchinis this year. I didn't plant that many. Like, not nearly that many. I think I planted 2 or 3. And I got like 7 or 8 of them. All right. Carrot beds. Okay, I still think this is some type of melon or a cucumber. We're going to let it do what it do. We're going to find out once it get bigger and get them true leaves. Okay, but yeah, we got a lot of true leaf growth on our carrots. Yeah, they looking good. All right, let's look at our flower bed. Lots of new growth in the flower bed here. these look like marigolds, marigold starts. Marigolds have those dark stems. So we got a lot of, I know it's kind of hard to tell the weeds from the actual sprouts, but these little bitty, these ones that look like this, those are the seeds I planted. So we got some sprouts. They coming up through this hard clay soil. Okay. Listen, do your thing, do your thing. All right. And I know this zucchini, this one's in a nice big enough pot, and it's just moving slow. But I'm gonna let it do what it do. I'm gonna go ahead and take that baby leaf off. And by the way, once the true leaves come in and get nice and big, you don't need those cotyledons. They'll naturally dry up and fall off. And I think there's powdery mildew starting on this zucchini here. I had that problem last year. I was trying to stop it this year, but that's okay. Nature gonna nature, right? If you all know some kind of spray or something I can use to inhibit that powdery mildew growth, let me know in the comments. I know you don't want to water from the top unless the sun is, you know, at the top of the sky to absorb, to evaporate the moisture. But it's still developed. I mean, I've been watering and the sun has been able to absorb the moisture, but it's still settled on the plant. And I do try to water at the base. Sometimes it's difficult though, because I have to use a watering can right now because my water hose spigot is broken. But so sometimes, you know, I be trying to water at the base, but water still gets on the leaves. So I'm not gonna stress too much about it. I ain't gonna fret. We're gonna let nature do what it do. All right. Okay, so over here, this is the tomato I'll definitely be putting in the back. It's gonna come up out this pot. It's been in this pot long enough. As you can see, some of the leaves are yellowing, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put her in a place where she can thrive and be alive, you feel me? And then we're gonna put this, that's not a hibiscus, this is a mandevilla. We're gonna go ahead and put her in the ground. Ain't she so beautiful? This is my hibiscus plant. It has the most gorgeous blooms. When there was a bloom here, but it shriveled up and fell off. If you don't know, flowers will bloom and then, you know, they'll naturally die off. So we're gonna put her in the ground too. And we got a couple of seedlings down here. These are all peppers. I'm gonna put these, I don't know, should I put these in the ground or should I just wait till they get bigger? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Should I put these in the ground now or should I wait till they get a little bit bigger? I feel like I want them to get a little bit bigger, but I also know that if I put them in the ground, I can put them in the ground with the surrounding soil and it won't kill the seedling. So, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do. If you think I should keep them here, I will. Or if you think I should, what is that, a frog? If you think I should, put them in the ground, let me know. Something in the water is moving down there. Oh, it might have been a bug or something. Okay, we're gonna see what the cabbage is doing. Getting ate up by the cabbage moth. That's what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna get some Monterey BT. I wanted to try and cover it before that could happen. But I just wasn't able to. I'm not sure what that is. All right, now we're gonna circle around to the other side. Okay, this is where I planted my sunflowers, and this is where I kind of have a little bit of fear with this here really hard clay soil. I'm not so sure if the sunflowers are gonna come up through this, but if they don't, luckily I have more seeds. I'll keep, you know, working on tilling, and we will see. You know, we'll see what happens. I know this looks, you know, this soil looks really hard and bad, but we're gonna work with it. We're gonna do what we do. I gotta pull up these other weeds here. Yeah, so we got some work to do. Nasturtiums back here. Yeah, we're gonna do some work on this. We're gonna get this soil right. It's gonna be right. And then corn. Okay. It's gonna, and I know corn is resilient. Corn can be planted in this kind of soil, because Indiana has a lot of corn. In fact, Indiana is very well known for corn. If you all didn't know, corn and soybean. So I know it can be done. So I just have to, and I feel like I just spotted a corn sprout. Let me circle back around. I mean, it might not be. I think that's just grass weed. But, you know, if we dig it, yeah, I think that's just grass weed. Nonetheless, we're going to work with it. Like I said, I've grown corn before, but I grew it in pots, and so it was very successful. So we're going to see how well it does. Oh, we're going to see how well it does in this clay soil. What we got here? Possibly a corn sprout. I don't know. Or grass. I don't know. Oh, grass. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not. What is that? Ew, what is that? Anyway, I'm not going to obsess over it. I'm going to keep working with this, and we will be successful. We are declaring it. We will be successful. All right, so that is what's going on so far in the garden today. So we're going to go ahead and make our way to the back. All right, y'all, we're going to head on in the backyard here. We're going to check out this valuable real estate. Y'all going to see what I'm working with, the work that I got cut out ahead of me. And we're going to get to tilling and planting. Let's go. All right. To the left, immediately upon getting through the gate door is broken. We got to get that fixed. But we got all this. Y'all see that wild burdock right there? I want to harvest the root of that because burdock root's really good for you. All that needs to be cut down. And we got a nice barn shed. That's where we're going to be doing our work. And we got a nice little shaded corner right here. We got some berry trees right here. I'm not sure if this is wild blackberries or if this is an imposter. I don't know if y'all can see with the sun, with the lighting. I'm going to try and get it. Try to get it as best as I can because the sun is like right there, so you probably can't really see it. Y'all tell me, is this true blackberries or is it an imposter? I'm gonna use my app to find out. Okay, we got this nice shaded corner here, some weed pulling to do, a lot of weeds here. We're gonna keep them flowers because those attract pollinators, but this other stuff down here, it can go. Okay, this lot next door to us, it's an empty lot because it's actually it's like a utility lot, so it's not really owned by anybody. But as y'all can see, there's a greenhouse set up there. Well, a hoop house. I'm sorry, a hoop house. I get them mixed up. Hoop house, greenhouse, kind of do the same thing, right? It is damaged at the top, but I'm going to replace that top. And we're going to use that. We're going to get all them weeds cut down. Y'all, we got some work ahead of us, but we're going to get it done. So backstory about that hoop house. I know the owner of this house. This is how I actually found out about the house. And she was a gardener. She had chickens. She had a garden and all that good stuff. So this was her hoop house, but she relocated back to another state and she left it here free for me to use. It has obviously been damaged. I'm not sure who or what damaged it, but we're gonna get that taken care of. I'm not going to take you on the inside today, but one day when we go to do the work on it, I'll take you all on the inside. As you can see, there's a big old weed growing through the top of it, and there's a lot more weeds on the inside. So we got our work cut out for us. More weeds here, and this nice, gorgeous, big backyard. All them trees, limbs and stuff need to be cut. There's another little shed back there that you can see. It doesn't have a rooftop on it, but it's been covered by the trees. So I can still, I can't really put much back there, but I can still put things back there that, that's okay to get wet. There's There's our barn shed, the fence. I'm gonna put that that wood piece back on the fence. And this is what we have. Yeah, so we got a lot of backyard space that we can use here, and I love it. And we got this new fencing that that was put in before I moved in here. So we're gonna put our cucumbers along this fence here so they can trellis up on that fence. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my phone up on this tripod. We're gonna play some music and we're gonna get to work.
Yeah, I'm pulling up to the lot with a plan in my mind, leaving all the processed sugar and the soft far behind. Got my carriage bag folded in the seat of the ride, pushing through the glass doors with a sense of some pride. I head straight for the perimeter where everything's fresh, fueling up the spirit in the bones and the flesh. Started in the greens where the misses the kale, crisp organic bundles, man, they never gonna fail. Got the spinach and the arugula bagged up tight, emerald on the palate looking vibrant and bright. Checking out the berries, getting blue and the red, antioxidants to keep a clear crown on my head. No more middle aisles filled with boxes and cans, just the raw materials for my physical plans. I'm a king in the garden and I'm picking my crown, putting only top tier nutrition right down. It's that green basket flow when I'm hitting the store. I don't want the junk or the sweets anymore. Fuel for the hustle and the muscle and the brain, eating for the sunshine and eating for the rain. Yeah, it's green in the basket, it's gold in the soul. Health is the target and the life is the goal. Keep the clock moving till the mission is complete. Whole food only, man, we don't accept defeat. Now I'm sliding to the roots where the sweet potatoes lay.
All right, so as y'all can see, tilling is no joke. That is some work for sure. I should have brought more than 2 bottles of water out here, baby, because I got my work cut out for me. As y'all probably saw, I did run into some deep-rooted weeds. I had to put a little extra muscle into to get it out. I should have brought my shovel, but I wasn't thinking. I guess I thought the tiller was going to be able to uproot all that, but it can, but it just takes a little effort. But just for future reference, if I have to till again, I'll bring my shovel so I can, you know, dig the weeds up instead of trying to twist it out. So, anywho, I'm only going to do sections at a time. I'm not going to till everything at once. Right now, I'm only going to till the spots that I'm going to plant in, because that makes more sense, right? So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get our gloves on, and we're going to get some of these things planted here, okay? So down here, I'm going to go ahead and put my cucumbers. I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of these other weeds that's growing through the fence. If I can get them. They look pretty deep in there too. Yeah, real deep in there. All right, let me go get my shovel. Be right back. Okay, came back with my shovel. Because I'm not going to wrestle with these weeds. I'm just going to dig them up with the shovel.
Morning mist is rising off the brick and stone. I'm in the backyard, finally feeling at home. Got my hands in the soil where the clover grows, watching how the life in the quiet garden flows. Urban homestead blooming in the city light, divine nature keeping all the spirit bright. I'm planting seeds of peace and a road today, while the world outside just drifts and fades away. Growing up slow in the divine nature vibe, urban homestead keeping my soul alive. From the concrete cracks to the greenest leaf, finding my harvest and my sweet relief. Just a little.
I have a very small amount of soil amendments left. I got some azomite left, but it ain't but a corner left. And I got some 222 left. The 222, I don't have much of that left either, but it should be enough to get to all the plants, because you don't need a whole lot of it. And then especially if you go behind it and you water it with a liquid fertilizer. So, whew. All right. Get the plant in here. I'm gonna show you all how I transplant. Okay, so this is 2 to a pot. Like I said, cucumbers do not like their roots disturbed like at all. I know a lot of plants don't, but cucumbers, like, they're really like the queen bees of not liking their roots disturbed. They will die in a heartbeat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, instead of taking the plant out, I'm gonna take the whole plant and the soil out with it. Usually I like to water it first, because watering will help to keep the root ball intact. It'll clump the dirt so that, number one, the roots get continued moisture, and number two, the dirt doesn't just crumble off the roots, disturbing the roots. These were recently watered, so I think they should be okay. I'll have to go and get my watering can from the front. So, all right, we're gonna dig a shallow hole here, sort of. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna dump it upside down. I'm gonna keep, you see how it's intact, that big old ball there? You see how this is really moist right there? You wanna try and keep that intact. Do not crumble it, don't do none of that, okay? And you just put it, I'm gonna adjust my camera so you can see better. Sorry, sitting on uneven ground here. All right, and you just put it in the whole thing. And then we're gonna cover it back up. Actually, I wanna get that closer to the fence so it can trellis. So it can actually trellis. So I got it too far away from the fence. All right, dig a good hole here. Gonna dig a good hole here. Sorry, my camera fell. I had to pick it up. Oh well, bloopers, right? All right, we're gonna put the whole thing down in here, and it did fall apart a little bit, but it's okay. Long as if it crumbles a little, it's fine. As long as it doesn't crumble to where it's disturbing the roots of the plant. We're gonna get all this other mess out the way. We're gonna cover it back up. Yep. So that way she should still be good. We're gonna go back and we're gonna water her in real good. All right, I'm gonna leave the soil a little bit loose there. As you can see, this soil is actually not too bad. I know the soil in the front is clay. This one seems to be some good working soil here. All right, so we got one down. Trying to get all these leaves and stuff out of here. Got one down. All right, I'm gonna move along. We're gonna get another one down. Shovel. I'm gonna pull up as much of these weed roots as I can. Y'all hear the children in the back playing hot potato. Sometimes I love having you hear children playing, you know, innocent old school games. You know, I forgot to put my soil amendments in that hole. I got so caught up in teaching. I forgot. That's okay. We're gonna get it in there. Okay, I'm gonna get that out of there. All right, I'm gonna get my tiller for this one because I want to break that soil up real good. something down in here that ain't trying to budge. Just don't budge today. All right. Crumble that up. All right. Y'all, gardening is not for the weak. Okay. Come on. Sorry, it ain't growing. Woo. This is a monster right here. Oh. Whew. There's something monstrous going under there. All right. Oh, Lord. What a workout. Definitely see some clay down in there. All right, y'all. This time we're gonna put our amendments in there. I got on that first one, but we're gonna get back to it. So I'm gonna take this pinch of azomite. Sprinkle that down in there. Whew. And just a pinch of this 222. And put that down in there. Like I said, I do want to get into soil testing. I've not yet gotten into it, but I will definitely get into soil testing. For sure, for sure. Let me adjust my camera here so y'all can actually see me. Okay, so we did a lot of work, y'all. All right, again, transplanting. Keep as much of that root ball intact as you possibly can. And we're gonna get her on down in here. Oh, I hope that's a decent angle. I'm not trying to take the weeds with me, I'm just trying to grab the soil here. Alright, get her down in there good. Alright. She happy. Put some of these rocks here. Oh Lord. Alright. That's cucumber number 2. Whew. Y'all, I may have to break this up into a 2-part series because this is a lot of work. Okay. That was easy to get that out. Ooh, making a sweat, y'all. Go too close to it. Cucumber just plenty. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get the cucumbers down, and then we're gonna come back for a part 2 at a later time, because this is definitely quite a bit of work. I don't want to exhaust myself, so. Alright. So we'll finish this up tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and get these other cucumbers down though. We're gonna finish up tomorrow. I ain't trying to die out here, so I'm just trying to grow some food. I ain't trying to go home to glory. Not right now. That should give them enough space that they that should give them enough space that they can grow right. I just buried that other cucumber. I'm not crazy. Okay. That's all right, we're gonna find it. Big old bumblebee. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna get find this other cucumber. And then we're gonna pick this up for a part 2 later, because I am sweating bullets out here. And the sun is beating down on me. Like I said, I ain't trying to die out here. So alright, so stay tuned for part 2, and it might even possibly be a part 3, because this is a lot of work to do. So I'm glad you all were able to come along with me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, happy harvesting.